Addressing the complex situation of the Ukraine and Russia conflict requires a multifaceted approach, combining diplomacy, humanitarian efforts, economic strategies, and international cooperation. Here's a formal framework that could be employed to handle the situation. 1. Establish a diplomatic framework. Negotiation channels. Create and maintain open channels for dialogue between Ukraine, Russia, and relevant international stakeholders, e.g., EU, NATO, UN. Mediation. Identify neutral third-party nations or organizations to mediate discussions and facilitate negotiations. Peace talks. Organize regular peace talks focusing on ceasefire agreements, territorial disputes, and political sovereignty. 2. Humanitarian aid and support. Emergency assistance. Provide immediate humanitarian aid to affected populations, ensuring access to food, medical care, and shelter. Long-term support. Develop programs for reconstruction and rehabilitation in war-affected areas, including psychological support for those affected by trauma. 3. Economic sanctions and incentives. Targeted sanctions. Implement and enforce sanctions against individuals and entities supporting military actions, while ensuring they do not adversely affect the civilian population. Support for Ukraine. Offer economic assistance and trade incentives to bolster Ukraine's economy during the recovery phase. 4. International cooperation and coordination and involvement. Engage the United Nations to monitor ceasefires and report on violations while advocating for international law adherence. Coalition building. Form coalitions of willing nations to present a unified front against aggression and promote a peaceful resolution. 5. Public awareness and engagement. Information campaigns. Conduct campaigns to inform the public about the situation, counter misinformation, and promote understanding of the complexities involved. Engagement with civil society. Encourage involvement from NGOs and grassroots organizations to support peace and reconciliation processes. 6. Reflect and adjust. Continuous assessment. Regularly evaluate the effectiveness of strategies implemented and adapt them based on emerging developments and feedback from all stakeholders. Inclusive dialogue. Ensure that the voices of affected communities are included in discussions about post-war recovery and peacebuilding. This framework is not exhaustive but aims to provide a structured approach to address the challenges posed by the conflict. Each element would require careful planning, resources, and commitment from all parties involved.